Ever received an email that seemed a bit off? Well, that's exactly how my story begins. Picture this. It's a typical Tuesday morning. I'm sipping my coffee and scrolling through a pile of emails when one catches my attention. It seemed to be from a service I use quite often, raising an alarm about some suspicious activity on my account. The email was quite convincing, with the logo and design matching the service's official branding. It urged me to verify my account details, warning that my account would be temporarily locked if I failed to do so immediately. Concerned and wanting to avoid any inconvenience, I clicked on the link provided. This was no ordinary click. It was a click that would lead me down a path I never expected. You see, the link didn't direct me to the service's official website. Instead, it took me to a site that looked strikingly similar. It was a perfect replica, right down to the smallest details. Blinded by the urgency of the situation and the convincing design of the website, I entered my account details. Yes, I know, it was a mistake, but at that moment, it seemed like the right thing to do. To me, it was just another step in securing my account, a routine procedure I had followed numerous times before. Little did I know, I was not securing my account. On the contrary, I was handing over my account details to a scammer, a master of deception who had crafted this elaborate trap. I was oblivious to the fact that I had just stepped into a sophisticated phishing scheme, a trap set by unseen shadows lurking in the vast expanse of the internet. And just like that, with a single click, I was caught in the web of online fraud. That click was the beginning of a nightmare I never saw coming. A few days later, a shocking reality hit me. I was casually checking my bank account, expecting to see the usual figures, when I noticed something that made my heart drop. Thousands of dollars were missing. I remember feeling a chill run down my spine as I stared at the screen, not quite comprehending what I was seeing. I went through my transactions, each one a painful reminder of my carelessness. I had been diligently saving for a dream vacation, and in an instant, those savings were gone, vanishing into the digital ether. The feeling of violation was overwhelming. I felt as if I had been robbed in broad daylight, yet there was no broken window, no missing wallet, just an eerily silent bank account. As I sat there, trying to figure out what had happened, the realization slowly dawned on me. I thought back to the strange email, the supposedly urgent need to verify my account details. It was all making sense now. The email wasn't from the service I use regularly, it was a phishing scam. Phishing, a term I had heard but never fully understood until that moment. It's a method used by fraudsters to trick you into giving out personal information, such as your bank account numbers, passwords, and credit card numbers. They do this by pretending to be a trustworthy entity in an electronic communication. In my case, it was a seemingly innocent email that had led me into this mess. I felt a mixture of emotions, anger, sadness, and above all, a profound sense of betrayal. I had entrusted my details to what I thought was a secure platform, only to have it used against me. It was a tough pill to swallow, but it propelled me into action. I vowed to myself that I would learn from this experience, that I would not let myself be a victim of such a scam again. And so, with a heavy heart and a newfound determination, I began my journey of understanding the dark underbelly of the internet, the world of online fraud. Armed with determination, I embarked on a journey to learn about online scams. I was resolved to turn this unfortunate incident into a stepping stone, a learning experience that could potentially help others avoid the same pitfalls. The internet can be a labyrinth of deceit, but with the right knowledge, we can outsmart the shadows lurking in its corners. My first step was to understand the different forms of online scams. You see, what happened to me was a classic case of phishing, which is when fraudsters trick you into giving out your personal information. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are also online shopping scams, romance scams, and even investment scams. It's a vast and complex world out there, and the more you know, the better prepared you are. Next, I delved into the psychology of these scams. What makes them so effective? Why do we fall for them? It turns out, these scams often exploit our fears, our hopes, and our trust. They know how to pull at our heartstrings or trigger our panic buttons. Understanding this was a game changer. It helped me realize that we're not just dealing with codes and algorithms. We're dealing with cunning minds who know how to manipulate human emotions. But knowledge alone isn't enough. We need to put that knowledge into action. So I started implementing what I learned into my daily online routines. I began scrutinizing emails more carefully, double-checking the sender's information, and being more cautious about the links I clicked on. I became more vigilant about my online shopping habits, more discerning about the websites I visited, and more critical of the information I shared online. During this learning journey, I also came across a wealth of resources that helped me stay informed and up to date. Websites like the Federal Trade Commission's Consumer Information page, or ScamWatch by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, were full of valuable tips and the latest scam alerts. I began subscribing to their newsletters, keeping an eye out for new scams, and learning how to stay a step ahead. And now, I'm here to share these lessons with you. I want to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to navigate the online world safely. I'll share the red flags to watch out for, the steps to take if you suspect a scam, and the best practices to protect your personal information online. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about online scams, the less likely you are to fall victim to them. Let's turn this learning curve into a shield that protects us from the shadows of online fraud. Lesson 1. Always verify sender information. It's one of the most critical steps in identifying potential online scams. Fraudulent emails can look incredibly convincing, almost identical to the real ones. But here's the trick. Always, and I mean always, check the sender's email address before you interact with the email. If you hover your cursor over the sender's name, most email clients will display the full email address. Does it match what you know to be the official email address of the service? Does it have any strange characters or unexpected domain names? If something doesn't seem right, trust your instincts. It's better to be safe than sorry. Reach out to the company or service directly through their official website or customer service number to verify the email's authenticity. Remember, if it looks suspicious, don't click. Lesson 2. Look out for red flags. These are telltale signs that something is fishy about the communication you've received. Some of these red flags are more subtle than others, but once you know what to look for, they're quite easy to spot. Poor grammar and spelling mistakes are common, as these scams often originate from non-English speaking countries. Then there's the urgent language, designed to make you panic and act without thinking. Phrases like "your account has been compromised" or "urgent action required" are designed to make you feel anxious and act quickly. But perhaps the biggest red flag of all is a request for personal information. If an email asks you to confirm your password, your credit card number, or any other sensitive information, be very wary. Remember, legitimate companies rarely ask for sensitive information via email. Be smart, be skeptical, and always look for these red flags. Lesson 3. Use two-factor authentication. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is two-factor authentication? Well, it's an additional layer of security for your online accounts. It requires not just your password, but also a second piece of information that only you have access to. This could be a unique code sent to your phone or a fingerprint scan. Why is it important, you ask? Well, even if a scammer manages to get hold of your password, they still won't be able to access your account without this second piece of information. It's like a double lock on your front door, making it twice as hard for anyone to break in. Most online platforms offer two-factor authentication in their security settings, and I strongly recommend enabling it wherever possible. It might seem like a bit of a hassle at first, but trust me, it's worth the extra effort. Remember, two-factor authentication can be your lifesaver. Lesson 4. Regularly update your passwords. It's easy to set a password and forget about it, isn't it? But here's the catch. The longer you use the same password, the higher the risk becomes of it falling into the wrong hands. Think of it like this. Would you keep the same lock on your front door for years, even if you knew someone might have a key? No, you'd change it. And it's the same with your passwords. Updating your passwords regularly is an effective way to outsmart those who might try to break into your accounts. And when you do update, remember to use strong, unique passwords. Avoid common words or phrases. Mix it up with uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. It might seem like a lot of work, but it's worth it. Regular password updates can shield you from unexpected threats. From being a victim to becoming an informed internet user, it's been quite a journey. It's a journey filled with lessons, some learned the hard way, and some learned through careful study and practice. But every step of the way, every stumble, every rise, has brought me to where I am today. A place of knowledge, understanding, and preparedness. This journey wasn't easy. It was a path lined with confusion, frustration, and at times despair. But it was also a path marked by determination, resilience, and an unwavering will to learn and grow. The deceptive email that started it all, the shocking revelation of the scam, and the subsequent dive into the world of online safety were all part of a learning curve. A curve that was steep at times, but ultimately rewarding. The lessons learned along the way were invaluable. Learning to verify sender information, to look for red flags in communication, to use two-factor authentication, and to regularly update passwords, these were all steps towards becoming a more informed and safer internet user. But this journey isn't over. The world of the internet is ever evolving, and so too are the methods used by those who wish to exploit it. And so, the learning continues. I continue to stay informed, to stay vigilant, and to stay one step ahead. And I urge you to do the same. Don't let the vastness of the internet intimidate you. Instead, embrace the opportunities it presents, while never losing sight of the potential risks. Be curious, but be cautious. Be adventurous, but be aware. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better prepared you'll be to navigate the online world safely. And the more you understand, the less likely you'll be to fall victim to online scams. So continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to outsmart the shadows that lurk in the corners of the internet. Because in this digital age, staying informed isn't just an advantage, it's a necessity. Stay informed, stay skeptical, and above all, stay safe. I hope my story helps you navigate the internet more safely. We live in a digital age where our lives are intricately entwined with the online world. It's a world filled with endless opportunities, but it also has its fair share of shadows lurking in the corners, waiting to exploit the unsuspecting. It's crucial to remain vigilant and informed, to recognize the signs of danger and respond appropriately. Fraudsters are getting more sophisticated by the day, but with the right knowledge and tools, we can outsmart them. We can secure our digital footprints and ensure our online experiences remain positive and safe. Remember the lessons we've gone through today. Verify sender information, look for red flags in communication, use two-factor authentication, and regularly update your passwords. These might seem like simple steps, but they can make a world of difference. They are your first line of defense against the dark side of the internet. But remember, this isn't just about you. We all have a role to play in the fight against online fraud. By spreading awareness and sharing what we know, we can help protect our friends, family, and the wider community. So I'd encourage you to share this video. Let's turn the tide against these online fraudsters together. And finally, let's keep this conversation going. If you have any experiences, insights, or tips about online safety, please share them in the comments section. Let's learn from each other and build a safer internet together. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to internet safety. Keep learning, stay vigilant, and let's outsmart the shadows together. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay safe online.